So in the last video, I was talking about not having a large enough time period or enough years in your backtesting data. I would say you want at least a minimum of 5 years. That gets a ton of market conditions, and you probably don't have to go any farther than 10. So if you can do that and then you start backtesting, like I said, get at least 500 samples, and you should be pretty confident moving forward. The next is being over leveraged. This is big just because you want to be in the game long enough to see the trade plan work. And so if you're over leveraged, then that can cut it short and you can be out before you've even started. And it's a huge emotional when you lose that money. So a couple things. Number one, I'd start with a very small amount in your account and then use the smallest possible lot size. So a lot of people will say, well, what is the magical number? And you can do the math that, all you want. One thing that I would say is in that collected sample of backtesting, make sure you look for consecutive losers. So if you have 4 consecutive losers, and I wouldn't ever want to get to the point where you lose 25% of the account. It just seems like in my personal experience and in coaching experience, once that account gets to 25% drawdown, it usually just goes all the way. So if you had 4 consecutive losers, I'd add a couple to it. I'd give you 6. You don't want to get over 25% peak drawdown. Just seems like that's an emotional. Once it hits that, it usually has a better chance of going to 0 and coming back. So we have 4 consecutive losers in your big sample size of data. Add a couple to it, makes 6. I probably won't ever risk more than 4%. And then I'd gradually build up to that. So start out with the smallest lot size you possibly can. And then if you're doing good execution, move that lot size up until you get to whatever your math says to get there. So look for consecutive losers. Don't want to go over 25% drawdown. Divide how many, add a couple to your consecutive losers and divide that by 25, and that probably should be a pretty good max risks for you. Hope this helps, and we'll see you next video.